Heath and Lindsay Martin share a couple more great turkey hunts with us, and Adam and I want to give you some tips how to make your clover food plots even more productive and attractive to deer. As we've seen this season, some turkey hunts go down really fast.
Come on, turkey, stop.
You nailed him.
That'll wake you up.
That was poopy footage, but it was a great hunt. Then there's the hunts that take more time to unfold. Fast or slow, Heath and Lindsay Martin have had both types of hunts this year. Like this hunt in Oklahoma. They made a few calls and a hen shows up. Made a couple more calls, and here comes a nice Oklahoma gobbler.
Oh yeah! Here's my first Oklahoma longbeard in probably 15 years. I grew up in southeast Oklahoma and hadn't got to hunt here in probably 15 years. And first day to hunt Oklahoma in 15 years, longbeard on the ground.
Heath waited 15 years for that bird, and we got to see it all in 30 seconds.
Growing Deer TV is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops, also by Reconics, Trophy Rock, Eagle Seed, Nikon, Winchester, Scentmaster, Dead Downwind, Antler Dirt, Lacrosse Footwear, Whitetail Properties, Blood Sport Arrows, Outdoor Edge Knife, Flatwood Natives, Morel Targets, Caldwell, Hooks Custom Calls, Montana Decoy, Prime Bows, G5 Broadheads, and Redneck Hunting Blinds.
Oh, you actually.
We've seen it can be easy and fast for Heath and Lindsay, but that's not usually how it goes. Back in Arkansas, where it rained more than 5 inches at their farm, Heath and Lindsay need a tractor to get up the mountain to their favorite turkey hunting spot. Once there, Heath uses his Hooks hooting stick to see if he can locate a tom. This might be another fast hunt as the gobbler fires up just about over Heath's head. With limited options, they set up right where they were. Remember how fast our hunt went down in Oklahoma? Well, this is how it normally happens.
I see him coming, baby, to my left. Where? Just way left, just get ready.
Heath and Lindsay were in a typical run and gun situation where the hunter might see the bird, but the camera's just far enough away it can't pick it up. Here's another intense moment as a bunch of jakes discovered a Ms. Perfect decoy. Looks like Ms. Perfect may be in some trouble. this may not end well for the decoy. Now they're back on the gobblers. Heath and Lindsay have been moving down the mountain to stay at the same elevation as the toms. On the way down the mountain, they tried several different setups to get the toms to come in. Heath figured these birds were so wet from all the rain, they were looking for a sunny spot to dry out their feathers. Finally, one of the soaked toms was headed toward their call. It could be Heath's calling or that nice patch of sunshine where the tom wants to dry out his feathers, but either way, once he got in range and saw the Miss Perfect decoy, that tom certainly fell in love. You can see this tom's tail is still wet from the heavy rains. Congratulations to Heath and Lindsay for showing us the fast and slow side of turkey hunting. Turkey season is closed in Missouri, and we're already focusing on improving the habitat and hunting stands for this fall. If you have watched Growing Deer TV very long, you know we do a lot of hunting around our hidey-ho food plots. No matter what you've got planted in your food plots, it will taste better if it's healthier. And the key to 4-H health is having plenty of nutrients. In our smaller hidey-ho food plots, we need a crop that won't be overbrowsed easily, as a lot of deer could use that food source. We typically use clover. Clover can take a lot of browse pressure without suffering, and it's very shade tolerant. Through the years, I've learned that one of the primary killers of a good clover stand is a lack of nutrients, lack of fertilizer. In these small hidey-ho food plots, we're going to use a few bags of antler dirt, see if we can't boost the nutrition, hold a bit more moisture, and make sure it's looking good this fall. As we head into the summer and most likely drier days and higher temperatures, we want to give it a boost now during good growing conditions to make sure to be healthy this fall.
As soybean farmers, we're always looking for affordable ways to increase the amount of yield on our food plots. Well, a very easy way to do that is by using a soybean inoculant. There's been a lot of research supporting that the use of inoculant leads to higher yields. So once we load up our soybeans in the drill, we're going to add a little inoculant and get back to planting. We had roughly 5 inches of rain over this past weekend, and there's more rain predicted over the next week. So with this gap in the rain, we're going to try and get all our soybeans in the ground. We've got antlers growing and pregnant does getting ready to start dropping fawns. So as soon as these beans germinate, we're going to have some high quality forage for the deer herd. What's left over from our Eagle Seed broadside cover crop is some wheat and brassicas. This is going to serve as a slow-release fertilizer for our food plots. As these plants germinated and started growing through the fall, winter, and spring, they've constantly been mining nutrients deep into the soil, bringing it up into the roots and into the plant. Now that we've killed it off and it's breaking down, those nutrients are going to be transferred back into the soil, so those young soybeans, once they germinate, they're going to have easy access to those minerals.
Loving all this vegetation here. The hard rain is gonna, keep it from causing any erosion, keep it from packing the soil, hit this stuff, bounce off. Love it.
We farm and plant about 65.
You planted 65?
Yeah. We've got a variety of things. Like right here is clover and
I was
wheat.
just going to say
This is going to be soybeans right here.
Last week, Adam and I were blessed to have an opportunity to share what we do here at the Proving Grounds with the freshman class of School of the Ozarks. And those plants now become such that when you spray Roundup over the top, the chemical being glyphosate, it doesn't impact that plant, but it kills the weeds. There's no way possible that we could feed 7 billion people with old weedy fields. Do I like herbicides? No. Do I like to eat? Yes. I love that. Catch that. Don't let it drop. Pass that around. No, don't smell it. Be part of it.
Lick it.
That's live.
Eat it.
There are thousands of bacteria in your hand right now. Most of them healthy. You know your body's covered with about 20,000 different families of bacteria? And about 90% of them, if you didn't have on you, you would die rapidly. It's one thing to lead a field trip through the property and the students get out and write down a few notes, but it's another thing when they're engaged with questions and comments, and I know everyone's learning. Go ahead.
Capillary action.
That's it, exactly. Yeah. They learned this year about early succession, so we were able to look at different stages of successional forage here at the Proving Grounds. And from that, underneath here is this massive seed bank that had been laying in there for decades erupted, and new life come to play. And we identified 176 species of native grasses and forbs. That's rainforest diversity. That's incredible. And that's what the Ozarks used to be. So they spent most of the year in the classroom learning about early plant succession, survival of the fittest, and other very important biological principles. I really want you to think now. I want you as a class to come up with the right answer. What would be an advantage? I want you to look out here at this clover. And I'm only going to give you one hint. White. That's your hint. What's an advantage to not mowing that clover? Your only hint is white. Work it out. Okay, what's another? That's great. What's another term?
Natural selection.
Natural selection. So on every square foot of this clover field, the microenvironment is slightly different. The plants that are thriving right here over time obviously are selected for that site. The plants that are surviving up there probably are genetically slightly different. We have natural selection at its finest. Going on here. I hope you have a chance to get out and learn something new about creation this week. But every day, make it a priority to be quiet and listen to what the Creator is teaching you. Thanks for watching GrowingDeer.tv.
And deep in the soil with the big I went off rogue right there. All right. Some of you may have concerns that there's too much vegetation.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Okay.